The 7 most horrifying monsters Middle-earth. Welcome, fellow adventurers, to another thrilling journey into the heart of Tolkien's Middle-earth. Today we're diving into a dark and dangerous corner of the world, where terrifying creatures lurk in the shadows, waiting to strike fear into the hearts of even the bravest souls. Whether they're the embodiment of evil, primal forces of nature, or ancient beasts of destruction, these monsters are the stuff of nightmares. So grab your sword, gather your courage, and prepare to face some of the most horrifying monsters Middle-earth has to offer. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Let's jump right into the terrifying world of Tolkien's monsters. 1. Smaug, the Dragon of Erebor. The first name on our list is none other than the fearsome Smaug, the last of the great dragons in Middle-earth. Smaug's story is one of greed, destruction, and terror. He's a creature of unimaginable power and malice, whose mere presence was enough to make kingdoms tremble. Smaug, once the terror of Erebor, is infamous for his insatiable lust for gold. This greed drove him to desolate the lonely mountain, claiming it as his lair and hoarding treasure of untold wealth. The fire in his breath could level entire cities, and his scales were so thick that no weapon could pierce them. Smaug wasn't just a mindless beast, he was an intelligent and calculating predator, able to speak and manipulate others with his cunning. His ability to sense weakness was his greatest asset. In The Hobbit, it's Bilbo's courage and wit that expose the one vulnerability in Smaug's armor, leading to his eventual defeat. But even in death, Smaug's legacy endures, as the dragon's insatiable greed symbolizes the destructive nature of unchecked power. 2. Wargs, the Wolves of the Dark. Next on our list are the Wargs, terrifying beasts that roam the wilds of Middle-earth. But these aren't just any wolves, these are massive, intelligent creatures that serve as mounts for orcs and other evil forces. They're not only bloodthirsty predators, but also highly organized, often working in packs and communicating with their orc allies in ways that make them even more dangerous. Wargs appear early in The Hobbit, when Bilbo and the dwarves encounter a pack of them in the Misty Mountains. The Wargs circle the travelers, ready to tear them apart, and their primal malicious intelligence adds a chilling layer to the scene. It's not just the Wargs' size or strength that makes them so terrifying, it's their viciousness and the way they embody the wild, untamed forces of darkness. In The Lord of the Rings, the Wargs again play a crucial role, particularly when Saruman sends them after the Fellowship. They are relentless hunters, savage and brutal, and their presence signals impending death. The Wargs, though often associated with the orcs, are symbols of a far deeper chaos in Middle-earth. They represent the primal wilderness outside the boundaries of civilization, where death comes swiftly and mercilessly. 3. Ungoliant, the Devourer of Light. At number 3 is Ungoliant, one of the most enigmatic and terrifying entities in all of Tolkien's legendarium. She is not just a monstrous spider, she is a being of pure darkness and hunger, an ancient force that predates even the creation of the world. Her insatiable hunger for light led her to commit one of the most catastrophic acts in Middle-earth's history. In the First Age, she allied with Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, to destroy the 2 trees of Valinor, which were the source of all light in the world. She consumed the light of these trees, plunging the world into darkness and setting in motion a new age of terror. Her actions were so destructive that even Morgoth, who was known for his immense power, feared her. She grew to monstrous proportions, swelling as she devoured more and more light. But her hunger was never sated. She even turned on Morgoth himself, attempting to devour him when he refused to feed her further. Her story is steeped in mystery, and her true nature remains one of the darkest corners of Tolkien's mythology. After betraying Morgoth, she fled into the southern wastes of Middle-earth, where she spawned more monstrous offspring, including Sheab, the giant spider that Frodo and Sam encounter in The Lord of the Rings. But none of her descendants could ever compare to the original terror of Ungoliant herself, whose hunger for light and life remains a symbol of primordial evil. 4. The Balrogs, the fiery demons of Morgoth. At number 4, we have the Balrogs, fiery demon-like creatures of immense power that served Morgoth during the First Age. These monstrous beings were once Maiar, lesser Ainur, who were corrupted by Morgoth's malice. The Balrogs were among his most feared servants, and their role in the destruction of Valinor and Middle-earth is legendary. The most famous of these creatures is Durin's Bane, the Balrog that the Fellowship encounters in the mines of Moria. This creature is described as a towering figure wreathed in flame and shadow, with a whip of fire that can burn anything it touches. The very sight of a Balrog strikes terror into the hearts of all who encounter it. Their fiery aura and overwhelming strength make them near invincible opponents, and only the bravest, like Gandalf, dare to face them. The Balrogs, with their divine origins and corrupt nature, are the embodiment of the destructive power of Morgoth's influence, and their legacy looms large in the history of Middle-earth. 5. Sheab, the Queen of Spiders. Speaking of terrifying spiders, we can't forget Sheab, the gigantic spider who lives in the dark, forsaken land of Mordor. Sheab is a descendant of Ungoliant, and while she might not be as powerful or ancient as her progenitor, she is still one of the most terrifying creatures in Middle-earth. Sheab plays a pivotal role in The Lord of the Rings when Frodo and Sam encounter her in the pass of Cirith Ungol. She is a creature of darkness, a remnant of an earlier age that has survived by preying on the weak and unwary. Her massive size and poisonous bite make her a formidable opponent, and her webs are as much a prison as they are a weapon. Sheab is both a physical and psychological threat, representing the lingering horror of the ancient past and the ever-present danger of the dark places of Middle-earth. Her desire for sustenance is nearly as great as her hatred for light, and she embodies the darkness that encroaches on the world, even after Morgoth's fall. 6. The Nazgul, the Ring Wraiths. At number 6 we have the Nazgul, also known as the Ring Wraiths. These terrifying beings are the servants of Sauron, created when the Dark Lord gave 9 men the Rings of Power, which corrupted them and transformed them into wraiths. The Nazgul are the embodiment of Sauron's will, relentless, undying, and filled with an insatiable desire to find and capture the One Ring. These ghostly figures, draped in black robes and crowned with terror, are capable of sensing the ring's power from miles away. Their mere presence is enough to send chills down your spine. In The Lord of the Rings, they relentlessly hunt Frodo and the ring, striking fear into all who cross their path. The Nazgul are terrifying because they are not just physically menacing, they also represent the corrupting power of Sauron and the inevitability of his evil spreading throughout Middle-earth. 7. The Watcher in the Water. Last but certainly not least, we have the Watcher in the Water, a creature from the Fellowship of the Ring. This giant, tentacled beast lurks beneath the surface of the water outside the doors of Moria, waiting for unsuspecting travelers to approach. The Watcher is a terrifying reminder of the dangers that lie in the deep, forgotten places of Middle-earth, where monstrous creatures lurk just out of sight. The Watcher attacks the Fellowship as they attempt to enter Moria, its massive tentacles rising from the water to drag them into the depths. Its monstrous size and strength, combined with its ability to remain hidden beneath the water, make it a truly horrifying creature. The Watcher is a symbol of the unknown terrors that haunt the deep places of the earth unseen, but always watching, always waiting. It's 7 of the most horrifying monsters that inhabit the dark corners of Middle-earth. From Smaug's fiery greed to the unrelenting terror of the Nazgul, these creatures remind us that Middle-earth is a place filled with both beauty and danger, light and shadow. Each of them embodies a different aspect of evil and destruction, making them some of the most memorable and terrifying beings in all of fantasy literature. Which of these monsters do you find the most terrifying? Do you think we missed any? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, if you enjoyed this journey into the darker side of Middle-earth, Don't forget to subscribe to the Hidden Kingdom channel for more in-depth explorations of Tolkien's world. Stay tuned for our next adventure. Until then, keep your sword sharp, your wits sharper, and remember that the shadows always hide something monstrous. Subscribe now and join the Hidden Kingdom.